Donnie McClurkin is a very influential American gospel singer, songwriter, and minister. Donnie was born on November 9, 1959, in Clopelag, New York. From a young age, he faced difficult challenges, including the loss of his little brother and hard experiences in his family. But he found comfort and strength in church and music. When Donnie was still a teenager, he formed his first music group called the McClurkin Singers, and later started a New York restoration choir, where he began recording songs in the 1970s before starting his solo career. His breakthrough came in the 1990s when his self-titled album, Donnie Clurkin, became his national fame with powerful songs like Stand and We Fall Down, which became favorites on gospel and radio stations. Donnie was one of the top-selling gospel artists of all time, selling more than 13 million albums, and he has won many awards, including 3 Grammy Awards and numerous Stellar BET, Soul Train, Dove, and NAACP Image Awards. He is known for his rich, emotional voice and for singing music that lifts up faith and hope. In addition to his music, Donnie was also served as a minister and pastor. In 2001, he was ordained and helped start the Perfecting Faith Church in Freeport, New York, where he continued to lead and teach others. Donnie has also appeared on television, in films, and he even served as a judge on the gospel singing competition show Sunday Best, helping young singers develop their talents. His songs such as Stand and We Fall Down are still sung in churches and listened to people around the world today. Donnie McClurkin's life story shows how someone can use their gifts and faith to make a lasting impact through music and ministry.
The Clark Sisters are one of the most famous and influential gospel groups in American history. The group originally included 5 sisters: Jackie, Denise, Elbernita, who was also known as Twinkie, Dorinda, and Karen Clark. They were born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, in a very musical and faith-filled home. Their mother, Dr. Mattie Moss Clark, was a respected gospel choir director, teacher, and musician. Their father was a pastor in the Church of God in Christ. Because of this, the sisters began singing at a very young age in their father's church choir. By the late 1960s, all 5 sisters were singing together regularly during church services, often performing songs written and arranged by their mother. These early church experiences helped shape their powerful sound and strong faith. In 1974, the Clark sisters signed with Sound of Gospel Records and began releasing albums that quickly became popular. Many of their songs reached top of the Billboard gospel charts. Around this time, Dr. Mattie Moss Clark turned leadership of the group over to Twinkie. Twinkie became the main songwriter, arranger, producer, and musical director for the group, which helped give the Clark sisters their unique and recognizable style. One of their most successful albums, You Brought the Sunshine, released in 1981, the title song became a huge hit. It was inspired by Stevie's Wonder song, Master Blaster Jammin', and it became popular not only in churches but also on dance floors across the country, including famous clubs like Studio 54 in New York City. The album reached number 9 on the U.S. Top Gospel Album chart and earned the group Grammy Award nominations and an NAACP Image Award for the Best Gospel Group. During the late 1980s and 1990s, the Clark sisters continued to grow as both a group and as individuals. Albums like The Conqueror and The Living Record, Bringing It Back Home, showed a bold modern gospel sound. Their 1994 album, Miracle, highlighted the talents of Jackie, Dorinda, and Karen, and included Dorinda's first songwriting contribution. After this period, each sister also built a successful solo career, earning Grammy, Stellar, and Soul Train awards. Karen's solo work even featured her daughter Kiara Sheard, who later became a well-known gospel artist herself. In recent years, the Clark sisters have gained new attention and honors. Their Lifetime movie, The Clark Sisters, First Ladies of Gospel, aired in 2020 and became one of the network's most watched films. They also released new music, toured the country, and received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2024. In 2025, they were inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame and appeared on the Mariah Carey album, showing that their influence continues today. The Clark sisters are remembered not only for their incredible music, but also for their faith, family legacy, and a lasting impact on gospel music.
5 girls from our 4th grade class have been rehearsing this, and 3 of them were able to be here today. I'm grateful to their families for bringing them. They assure us that they're ready to do the whole presentation. It was their idea to do part of it as a Greek chorus, which is going to make it easier to adapt.
Bertha Blue Josephine was a teacher in Cleveland Public School, 1903-1947. She taught 2 generations of Italian immigrants how to speak English properly, to read, and what it means to become an American citizen. Every time a student had a birthday, she would bring them a cupcake. Students remained years later. This was when our family couldn't buy a cupcake. Bertha Blue parents and grandparents reached Ohio on the Underground Railroad. Blue's father was born in Virginia and her mother was born in Tennessee. 2 lines of the railroad crossed in southeastern Ohio, where they settled and stayed. They were able to serve the 10 years of the Fijian Slaves Act there. That is where her parents grew up, met each other, and married. They moved to Cleveland hoping for better opportunities. Bertha Blue was born there in 1877, 12 years after the Civil War and its emancipation. For as long as her parents lived, she remained there in her home, continuing for her education with a year at Hermer College, 1899, 1900s, and other classes at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. After earning a teacher certificate, she began teaching 1st grade at Mary Hill Elementary School. Mary Hill was a part of Cleveland that became known as Little Italy. Immigrants from Sicily, Campo Basco, and Abruzzi found homes there. Italians were not considered white. That was generally reserved for people from the northwestern Europe.
Blue was an educated daughter of the longtime family in Cleveland. She was at least a fifth-generation American. Blue taught immigrant children during regular school hours, then held English classes for adults in the evening, learning Italian from them at the same time. Eva, a former student, remembered she was beautiful. We all loved her. Blue was patient with those who were slow to learn the classroom materials. She never scolded you for getting things wrong, another former student said.
Bertha Blue's mom adopted Jane Brew, whose mother had, discovered around 1930 when Kalika Blue died in 1930. Bertha Blue raised Dora as a daughter. Dora recalled her mother using the word three and deed and thought in quicker fashion. She never allowed Dora to describe persons as white people or colored people and sent her away from the dinner table for using slang as a honey child or ain't even afternoon after returning home from work. Blue served a formal high tea. Okay, we all know it. Blue was around 57 years old when she succeeded her mother as head of the household. In 1932, shortly before her mother's death, Blue was completed her bachelor's degree, awarded by Coast Western Reserve University. Blue was an active member of St. John's African Methodist Episcopal AME Church, formed in 1830. In 1910, Blue edited St. John's Church newsletter, The Remainder. She was a member of the Women's Christian Temple Union, remembered for her home brewer ginger beer. After returning, Blue was invited to join the board of trustees for the Hotel House School, Stillemay in Little Italy. Her photograph was displayed in the Little Italy Historian Museum. A recent history of the neighborhood pushed by the Mercy was dedicated to Blue and two of the neighborhood's early residents.
Bertha Blue died at home in 1963, survived by her daughter Jane Derry, and was buried in the same plot with her parents at Lake Valley Cemetery in Cleveland.